Welcome back to the Hard Truth Distilling Company studios on this Thursday. Bob Kravitz from bobkravitz.com joins me now. Jim Coyle with you. And don't forget about our good friends down at the Rusty Gator in Bedford, where oceanic flavors meet Southern charm. Robert, welcome aboard. I hope you have had a great week. I'm pretty sure you have, looking at the weather.
Oh, my gosh, yes. I've gotten out and played twice this week, which tells you how hard I'm working. But it is just fat. This is my favorite time of the year, man. Leaves are changing. The weather's beautiful. Can't beat it.
Absolutely. Well, you get to do that. You're one of the deans of the media for the state, for certain. Yeah, you get to do that.
Yeah, why
exactly. Well, just do it. Just do it. All right.
Me?
Huh?
What are they going to do? Fire me?
Exactly. But you're like me. I work for an a-hole, and but he's the only guy that'll have me probably, and that's myself.
I'm the same way. I work for a complete jerk off, and I have conversations with him all the time, and usually I win the argument and I go play golf.
That's always a winner. Plenty of little bits to jump on here. First off, of course, Braylon Mullins yesterday deciding to go to Storrs, Connecticut and play for Danny Hurley at UConn, the two-time defending national champion. You cannot begrudge him going there. There's more to it than them winning the two back-to-back national titles. He has sent Danny Hurley has sent a lot of guys into the league. Guards, the kind of roles that Braylon Mullins is playing. It's been different guys. It's not just two or and so I think that he saw something there. I'm guessing I was not in on the conversation, but regardless, it is another ding in the straight up recruiting for Indiana and Mike Woodson. At the end of the day, I said, if you win, it doesn't matter.
It does.
Because winning cures all. But if you're not winning and you're not getting the in-state recruits, the big-time boys, there's going to be some problems.
Well, the way I look at it, you had the three big guys, right? You had Sisley, Harrelson, and Mullins, with hundreds and hundreds of schools recruiting these guys. IU is down to the final three for all of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And they got one of the three. They got Sisley. So to me, it's
they got outworked.
What's that?
They got outworked on 3-1 on Sisley by Matt Painter, but it didn't matter at the end.
Right.
So
but bottom line is they got them. So it's a shot. It's not good for IU, obviously, but I think they're going to be a pretty good team anyway. And with the transfer portal and their NIL, the money they have to spend, I think they're going to be just fine, whether they get this kid or not.
Yeah, that's not going to affect their season. I don't think it's going to affect the following season per se, but that also gets into the Indiana has always been was always able to be a national power, but yet by doing it with players from the region, includes any Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. That was Bob Knight's mantra and his way. And it kind of reminds me on Signetti in a way. He gets the players he wants, not necessarily the highest rated players. What's Signetti going to be like when he gets these 4 and 5 stars? And they are coming.
They are coming. They were saying on the broadcast the other day, they had a bunch of 4-star guys at the game on Saturday against who the hell they just
Nebraska.
Beat? Nebraska. Full house, place going crazy. You think that didn't have some impact on a bunch of young, impressionable players? So, if he continues to win, and I fully suspect that he will, once he starts getting those 4 stars in here, it's a whole new ball game.
I think that we might see something that I don't recall ever really seeing. Byron Baldwin was committed to Indiana, really good defensive back, 4-star defensive back. He then after I think it was after the trip to Colorado, but either way, he decommitted. Said Indiana's still in the picture, like they always say. But
Right.
that's always whatever. But for Byron Baldwin, he was one that got that game. And
Is that right?
that opened his eyes to seeing what that defense did. The 3 picks they had that day, the wide open offense and the style that they're playing in, and against the level of quarterbacks. So then you had Tyrone Burgess, who is an Indianapolis kid who is committed to Louisville, which I think Louisville just got to him first, but I expect to see him.
Okay.
I would be surprised for him not to flip. He skipped the Louisville-Miami game in which Louisville lost to come to the Indiana-Nebraska game.
Okay.
So he made a wise decision as well. But with right now, there are 44 players on this team that had 0 stars coming out of high school, Bob.
I know.
If they fill this roster with 4, and not going to fill it, but you add those types of components in, it's amazing to think that this program could get better. They're 7-0 right now, looking at 8-0 and probably 9-10-0 before they face Ohio State. That's just, again, more mind-boggling thoughts for Indiana football fans to have.
And the last 2 weeks have been such a great advertisement for Indiana football.
Oh.
I mean, I watched part of the Fox pregame show, which, by the way, doesn't hold a candle to ESPN's Gameday, but
no, that's the granddaddy of them all.
That's the one that matters. But to see the campus jacked up the way it is, if you're a kid out there and you're looking at the pregame show and you're looking at IU rolling Nebraska and the excitement around the program, it's just gonna feed on itself. The momentum feeds on itself, and if you're a recruit, why wouldn't you want to come to Indiana? All those pretty girls, and you got the Kilroys and upstairs and Knicks and a football program that the basketball team can be proud of. It's awesome, man. I'm really enjoying the hell out of it.
Like Gus Johnson said, IU, America, they got a football team now, and they can play.
That. Yeah,
what a great call that was. That was a damn good call.
It was pretty cool listening. Unfortunately, my wife got ill on Saturday morning, and I wasn't feeling so good myself, so I didn't want anybody to catch. So I watched it on TV just to be on the safe side. And what a great. It was just a postcard, and the weather's supposed to be fabulous on Saturday. McAfee's going to be doing the Hoosiers all day long. It'll be great fun. And
one of the things
have they asked you to kick the field goal yet, by the way?
I know, but I'm going to have to start stretching today.
Yeah.
I should have started stretching last week.
I actually hurt a muscle in my gluteal area from bowling, so I don't think I'll be kicking any field goals.
I wonder where they're going to put that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's on the south lawn, correct?
Yeah, well, it's going to be basically on the same exact footprint as the Fox stage was set up, which just goes straight out from the stadium and butts right up to 17th Street.
Okay.
Is where the back of the stadium was, or back of the stage was, facing the stadium with the students in between there. But I'm like, okay, where are they going to put that damn football for the kick?
Yeah,
there's not a level spot I can think of unless I don't know where in the world they're going to put that, but they'll find a place. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. I mean, what they've done with that show, and it'll be all right. Here's my question: since IU doesn't really have a mascot,
what is Lee Corso going to put on his head?
What is Lee Corso going to do? Now,
I suggested he put a bison on his head.
I suggest that he goes off camera and puts on the Indiana sweater that he wore when he was hired at IU back in 1970, whatever the hell it was.
You know what? He very well may that is a good call, and you may be prophesizing something. I would not be surprised that if he's picking Indiana, first of all. First of all, they're going to win. But secondly, there's no way he would not. They're honoring the 1979 Holiday Bowl winners. First bowl win ever for Indiana. Only that was the first bowl win, I believe, that Holiday Bowl.
Yeah, I remember it very well.
So
very well.
They're celebrating that. Lee Corso, of course, was the coach of that team. So that's going to be a cool scene. And what a great, I hate to call it a send-off, but one would imagine this could be Lee Corso's last season on Gameday.
I would imagine so. You know what I love about that show? I don't know Kirk Herbstreit from Adam. I've always admired his work. But the way he takes care of Coach Corso, who, clearly struggles to make his points, and God bless him. He's an older gentleman who's been through some health issues. But it'll be great to see Coach Corso. He was so kind and generous with me as a student reporter. I was there from 78 to 82. So I was there for the Lee years, as well as Bob Knight. And the way that Lee treated me and all the other student reporters was absolutely fabulous. What a sweet, sweet man he is.
Yeah, just a funny dude, man. I've told someone the other day, that double-decker bus that he brought down. Well, that thing is out in Spencer someplace, and somebody on here said, oh, yeah, they knew where it was, but it's still around. I doubt that it runs, because if you think about it, my God, that's how long? That's 44 years ago. So
yeah,
Lord knows, first of all, where that thing came from.
It's probably with the chair that Bobby threw.
That, what? I guarantee you that chair was just lost to time.
I guarantee it was.
It went back into the stack is all it did. I promise you, they took those chairs up that night, and like they do every night, and because it was just a plastic chair, nothing special about it. It got put into the rotation, and it is kind of weird, but that double-decker bus, there it is for you, Bob. You can see it on the Go Big Red on the back. It was a double-decker bus. Lee Corso on the back. I'm not sure who he's with, but he's riding that thing in. And I think that's to a game.
It might be. That wasn't his first game, was it?
I'm not positive, but the players are dressed in game uniforms. So
that's wild. That's too wild.
Now, I wonder if they're going to be wearing all red because it's a red out.
Right.
But I wonder, don't forget, if you're going to the game against Washington, it's a red out. So everyone is wearing the red. Otherwise, I would wonder if they're going to wear the single eye on the helmet like they did in those helmets. Cool.
I thought those are clean, as the kids like to say. Yeah, I thought those are. I remember when they wore that. Weren't they wearing the block eye during the Mallory years?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so
had to get away from that stupid oval that was never approved. I don't know how that thing was never approved, to my knowledge.
Who brought the oval? Was that Weiss?
Cam Cameron.
Ooh. No,
I mean that thing, and some people still use that. Not IU, but because that should have never been allowed.
Yeah.
It should not have been. It was not approved, I think, and so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. But looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be another big weekend for Indiana. If they get to 8-0, they're already the darlings of the college football world. You cannot look any place without seeing something on Indiana football, on Curt Cignetti. That is just, every recruit is seeing that. The fans are seeing that. The games are sold out for the rest of the season. The excitement is great and building. And Bob, I've said it all year. I think this team winds up in the CFP.
Wouldn't that be something?
I think at worst they go 11-1, and I don't doubt that they can go to Ohio State and they can win. I'm not saying they're going to. I do not doubt that they can do it. Their defense is as good as anybody's. Their offense is better than everybody's.
Yeah.
So I give them a hell of a shot to do it.
That would be awesome. I remember back in, this was, who is Earl Bruce, the darkest day in the history of Ohio State when Indiana, and I remember because I was working for a newspaper in Cleveland, and, being an IU grad, I guaranteed in the paper that IU would go into Ohio State and kick their ass.
Look at you.
And, yeah, and I said I would do something if they lost. I don't remember what it was. And they went in there and they kicked their ass. And yeah, so that was a good call. I mean, yeah, Earl Bruce, it was the darkest day in the history of Ohio State football, losing to Indiana.
Yeah, the funny thing is, though, that was the year before they got their crap kicked out of them 41-10 or whatever.
Yeah.
So Indiana beat them back-to-back years.
Back-to-back years, yeah.
Got a new year and a game against the Washington Huskies. Indiana playing the first of two of last year's national championship participants as they play Washington this week, Michigan in 2 weeks. So that's unique as well.
Yeah.
But we'll see you out there on Saturday. Make sure you are locking in to bobkravitz.com.